Okay, another person who has trouble for being judged by modern standards is Thomas Jefferson. Okay, this was a man of the 18th century, lived in the 1700s, none of the 21st century. He owned slaves. Okay, and I think it is pretty obvious by now that he also sired children with Sally Hemings. I know this has been debated for a long time by a lot of historians, but the fact is, this was unfortunately a very common thing to happen, and I'm pretty certain that the 6 children that Sally Hemings had were sired by Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson held more than 100 people in bondage. Now, he's the same person who wrote All Men Are Created Equal. Now, again, did that mean all men or did that mean all humans? Was it inclusive of both sexes? Or did it just mean males? Did it just mean white males? Okay, now there's a problem in there though, because Thomas Jefferson actually, I think, did come to believe that slavery was wrong, which a lot of the founding fathers in the 18th century did believe. But what do you do about it? You don't have complete control over everything. Okay, well, he could have set his slaves free. Okay, yes, he could have. But there would be a problem there. How would those slaves be treated in that world? Would they have had a really good chance of supporting themselves? This would be particularly true in those who are older or who, might have been disabled. Would they have had any chance of supporting themselves? I don't know. I know that they would have been subject to a lot of discrimination. It probably would have been best if he had set them free. But the world at that time was a world that was a lot different than our own. And I think we have to take that into consideration when we look at somebody like Thomas Jefferson. Now, his descendants actually would like to have some of the memorials torn down because of the fact that, let's face it, he did not free his slaves. So in that sense, he was, he didn't really live by his own beliefs. One of them, I saw an interview with 2 of them, one of them white, one of them black. Okay, and one of them said that instead of a memorial to Thomas Jefferson or one of the other founding fathers, maybe we should try a memorial to one of the founding mothers, say somebody like Harriet Tubman. I would like to remind everybody, though, that Harriet Tubman did not live in the 1700s. She lived in the 1800s, a different century. Okay, but if they want to tear down Thomas Jefferson's memorial and put one up to Harriet Tubman, I'm on board with that. Now, as far as what kind of relationship he had with Sally Hemings, there is a question mark over that. Did he rape her repeatedly? Did they, in some sense, love each other? We don't know. We never will. Okay. There's just no way to know what his feelings might have been, or what her feelings might have been. Did she submit to sex with him because she basically had no choice? Did she submit to sex with him in the hopes that he would set the children free? Did she admire him or look up to him? Did he force himself? Again, we don't know whether he forced himself on her. Possibly he did. It's quite possible that Thomas Jefferson was a rapist. And that's a pretty ugly thought. But it's there.